New tonight, 2 new positive coronavirus cases in Kent County.
The state is directing everyone, stay home.
Rise in deaths just a day after the whole country was put on lockdown.
U.S. cases surging to over 60,000.
Now is not the time to pull back at all.
Hey, let's be honest. This is the first time anybody really has dealt with a pandemic in their lifetime. We've had some smaller concerns with influenza, but this is a more contagious strain of virus than the influenza virus.
I was actually traveling during spring break, and so I came back to announcements that things were going to be shut down, and I was quarantined. I couldn't even come to campus to get materials because I had just traveled. And then I had a child who was ill with pneumonia, and there were no COVID tests available, and so we had no idea, and so then I was quarantined for another couple of weeks. So I was really just at the mercy of whatever I had stored online.
Students were already emailing. They're like, what are you thinking, doc? Hey, how are you going to have courses? I'm going, I just got an email saying we're going online, so let me find out more and get back to you.
We knew it was hidden. We knew it was bad and everything. And I think in a way, I was fortunate because I was carrying some online classes, and then I was doing face-to-face.
It was initially a sense of panic for me because as an educator, I've always been about the idea that education is personal. And so not being able to be face-to-face was really scary for me.
From my perspective, obviously initially it was somewhat panic mode, and then the approach that I took was just, okay, I'm not the only one in this situation, what is everyone else doing? And that's really what led me into the whole spectrum of resources that I started to employ within my internships.
Part of the initial steps, I met with our lab coordinator, and her and I discussed how are we going to keep this instruction going.
We didn't know whether it was 2 weeks, 2 months, or as it turned out, the remaining of that semester and most of fall and spring semester for many students.
But when the governor's orders came down, it really became a mad scramble. What do we do first? How do we support faculty the fastest? What's within our capability?
I didn't even take the time to think about it from a, so how does this affect me type of perspective. I immediately sprung into action thinking, how do I save, this semester? How do I accommodate this incredible disruption to our lives in a way that the students still can get something? The students still can learn. The students still feel as if, there was some value in continuing this journey with me.
For better or worse, I lobbied pretty hard to have the trip go forward anyway. And of course, there were no cases whatsoever in Peru. And so our thought was, while this was something to monitor, that Peru was going to be safer than here, since there were 0 cases.
There was conversation with the college, with the university leadership, in making sure that we are prepared, knowing there is a little bit of uncertainty that exists when this travel is going.
We got on a plane, maskless, along with other students here on campus as a study abroad opportunity. So we were lucky to be able to do that during spring break, so then you didn't miss too much school.
We're having the time of our life. I mean, just to put in context a little bit, we meet with an economist whose name is Hernando de Soto, world famous guy. We meet with this guy in his personal residence. He spends over 3 hours with us, tells us all this. It was just an unbelievable experience. I'm so excited. The students are loving it. I'm spending too much money taking everybody out to dinner where the weather is beautiful.
And then it just flipped in like a day, less than a day, I would say.